Welcome to tacosandgeeks.com. Justin here, back with more Essential Anime. And I told you we were going to discuss it. This was going to be the next episode of Essential Anime. We are going to be talking about Macross. Do you remember Love? As I previously did Macross Plus 2. Now we're going to go into Do You Remember Love? As always, I give you a brief synopsis before we discuss. So without further ado, here we go. After warping light years away from Earth, the spacecraft Macross carries a city of civilians and soldiers back home. They continuously fight off the threat of the Zentradi, a giant alien race with whom humanity has waged war. During a battle, the Macross transforms into the mecha operated by a fighter pilot, Hikaru. Thrust into a number of hardships, Hikaru grows close to the city's idol Minmay, or Minmay, as their relationship develops. However, it's viewed unfavorably by others due to Minmay's status and popularity. With war raging in a state of Earth unknown, Hikaru and his fellow soldiers fight on against their mysterious enemies. Throughout the bloodshed, Hikaru and Minmay attempt to keep hold of their feelings for one another. Minmay pours her heart into her music, which may just turn out to be the key to finding peace once and for all. Now, as we discussed before, and I'm going to say this one again, if you are only know Macross or just well, I will say if you know these characters strictly from Harmony Gold's dub of Robotech and the Robotech series, you owe it to yourself to watch Super Dimension Force, the series, and Do You Remember Love? Macross, Do You Remember Love? These I honestly I love Robotech to death. It's one of my first animes that I watched as a child. I have the entire box set series, but Macross is the superior version of the story because the characterization is a little bit different. There's more music for Lin Minmay. Minmay is not this whiny little girl or immature girl. This one is Minmay is a flushed out young woman in the Macross series compared to Robotech, and this is why I like Macross a little bit better. And just to mention, the production value is better as well. And one thing I will have to say about Do You Remember Love, and I will also suggest that if you watch Do You Remember Love, definitely watch the Super Dimension Force series because you get a little bit more characterization and stories get more fleshed out, more backstories get fleshed out. Because Do You Remember Love? I like to see it like as an abridged version of the story of Macross, and things are a little bit different. So for my fans of Robotech, what's different? What's the difference between Do You Remember Love and just the Robotech series? Well, one is Rick is already a fan of Lin Minmay. Two, the way to get stuck in the SDF one is a little bit different as well. Roy is a complete different type of character compared to the Harmony Gold dub. There wasn't like more of like a big brother feel here in this movie. It's more of like these guys are just chums, they're friends, they're boys. Max, and Ben Dixon everybody's close with each other. And Do You Remember Love? And I think just to mention the production value and the way they do Rick and Lisa's stories a little bit different as well. They still are at odds in each other when they first meet each other, but you see a little bit more fleshed out characterization. This is more of a love story compared to the focusing on the war. But that's what I really liked about the Do You Remember Love is because we get enough time to flesh out these characters, as such as Lin May, such as Rick, and such as Lisa Hayes. We get to see them get developed. We see the love grow even more, especially with Rick and Lisa in this. They actually have a little bit more time to really develop that love story, as I will say, compared to the Harmony Gold dub or the Robotech series. But I will say what I really loved about this is the fact that the character of Minmay, I feel like she's more likable here. She's very likable here. So, when people were saying their team Minmay, and if you're just basing it off of Robotech, you're like, how? Minmay's just a whiny little girl who just is just very selfish and all about her. This one is this is I will say the definitive Lin Minmay, the Macross series. And this movie is a definitive Minmay because you do get that symbol of hope. you do get that symbol of what Lin Minmay represented and why people really gravitates to her. She has more charisma here in Do You Remember Love, and so does Rick. Everyone here has more charisma. Everyone here, I would say, is a little bit more likable. There's more things that's fleshed out. And let's talk about the production value. This came out in 1984, and it still holds up to this day. I literally just watched it before doing this. Still holds up to this day. And this is why I love the old school 80s, early 90s, and late 70s anime, because the animation still holds up. It still looks gorgeous. And just even this upscale video that this YouTube just upscale videos that they did, it looks magnificent. Not to mention what also makes this one great is the music. We get more music in this compared to the Harmony Gold dub. I mean, for the Harmony Gold, we got It's You I Miss, We Will Win, To Be in Love, and My Times to Be a Star. In the dub here, we got My Boyfriend is a Pilot, which she alludes to in the Harmony Gold dub, because there's a scene in the Harmony Gold dub of Robotech where Minmay is joking with Rick. She says, "Oh, I wrote a new song. My boyfriend's a pilot," but you don't really ever hear it. So in this one, you do hear it, and you actually hear the full song. It's actually one of the first songs. Is My Boyfriend's a Pirate? Pirate. Goodness gracious, pilot. Sorry for that. Yeah, My Boyfriend's a Pilot. And then you also have the Do You Remember song. There's so much more songs. It's more fleshed out. So if you're a huge fan of Minmay, I think you're going to really like this one, because they do the character a little bit more justice. I do like how they did Roy's death as well. It's a little bit more better. It's more sacrificial. It's more there with Rick actually being there. And it's something that he carries the weight with it. So a lot of things are different. So if you have never watched Do You Remember Love, you owe it to yourself, not just from the production value, just from the acting, the music, the story. And especially if you are a Robotech fan and the only way you know this story is from Harmony Gold's dub, you owe it to yourself to not only check out Super Dimensional Fortress, that series, but you also definitely have to watch Macross Do You Remember Love. What are your thoughts on this film? Do you think it's also and what are your thoughts on Lisa Hayes, Lemon May, and are you Team Macross or Team Robotech? Or I love all of them. I just love the entire franchise. So I'm not like picky of like, oh, I prefer this one or this one. But as I get older and the more I'm going back and watching Macross and really sitting down watching the original series, I have such an appreciation for what they did with it. I mean, I love Robotech. I love what Harmony Gold did with it as well. But I just have such appreciation now for Macross, and especially this film. This is Justin from MetakuSgeeks.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Very, very important. Keeps the algorithm happy and keeps us happy as well. And it actually helps us out a lot. And if you're watching this on OtakuSgeeks.com, check out our coverage of New York Comic Con. We have a whole bunch of stuff coming down the pipeline, more reviews, more. I will be getting back to my fall anime 2023 reviews. I've been busy with, obviously, my book is coming out Halloween. So I've been doing that with Cry Hero. I've been out there promoting. So I will get back to full anime season 2023. So expect some late reviews for that. And catch you on the next one. Later days. Thank you for your support. Peace, love, and happiness.